Hi guys, welcome back. Even though it's been a while, more than a month, but I just want to say hi guys, and want to just explain what's going on and for the reason of my disappearance. Even though nowadays it's almost considered like a tragedy, but let me just explain what's going on. And I'm not gonna go into detail because most of it's my personal life. So I'll just give like a little bits and to explain what's gonna go on with the future. And the final thing I'll talk about will be the career. So we'll see what's going on. First things first. I just want to talk about straight up is the mental health. Mental health has been a struggle with me for the past 8 to 10 years, and it's always been a problem. And I couldn't properly get back on straight. And then these 2 years were rough because 2 to 3 years were rough because something happened and it killed me completely. And my brain was at the lowest. I couldn't properly understand people. They can speak clear Spanish and English, and sometimes I just say, "What? What's like what?" Or I just say, like, "Can you explain to me?" But I know you're speaking in my language. Just a little elaborate a little bit more. As you can tell, I'm a little tired, but I just want to say that mental health is a disease that's way worse than COVID. A disease way worse than anything on the planet. And I just want to say that, please, mental health is a struggle for not just women, not just for men, but everyone in this. Because mental health is like, how do I put this? It's so important to each and one of us that sometimes we don't know what's going on. Sometimes it just gets us in one way out of nowhere. Like we can say we're okay or good, but then the next minute or the next second, while no one's looking at the person or at whoever, they would do something horrible in a couple of seconds, and then next thing we know, they're on the news for either being in prison, being in a serious situation, or even passing away. And that's what I not like because mental health sometimes people push it so low that sometimes they don't help them, and it sucks because I want people to be better. I don't want people to go worse. I don't want people to repeat their own mistakes. I want them to do better. I know life. We all have our problems. We all have our personal problems, and sometimes it eats us up like no other. And sometimes we want to just say, "I want to give up. I don't want to continue. I'm just done with this." Because every time I do this and this and that, it always hurts me. I can never properly be this and that. Well, let me say to you guys that you can do it. No matter how impossible, no matter how struggle it can be, you have to believe in yourself. I'll be the person to say you can do it. And there's multiple people who said it too. You can do it, and I know no matter how much of a struggle, no matter how much of a problem it is, there's always a solution. It doesn't have to be big either. It can be a little bit, and that could change your life. That's always what I learned in my life. It doesn't have to be a new car. It doesn't have to be a new house or anything of some sort to make you happy. It's always that little bit. It's that small light that when you see it and you know it's not gonna go away, that means you can do it. It could be dark. It could be so dark that there's no light at all. But sometimes there's just that little bit of light that you can see through. I know. I know. It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not gonna sign out. I'm gonna be the first to say as well. It's not easy to switch back from living in the mental state where you're so horrible to becoming so good again. Right now, I'm like technically I'm 26 days in since December before the new year. That I'm starting to feel a little bit myself. Like I could speak now. I could like properly understand a little more. I'm starting to be a little more socializing than I was. Because what I also did is like, because I was that like so stressed is that I didn't talk almost to anybody for about like 2 to 3 years, and there's specific people that I just didn't. It just killed me sometimes, but that is life. You can't say life is easy, otherwise it would have been called, as my mom told me, it's good call it Eden. So, or like how would I? It could be any interpretation. It could be like what's a sunshine and rainbows? Okay, even that. It's not that, unfortunately. Life is always gonna hurt us in the most way possible. Don't mind that. But technically, I just want to say to you guys, if you're living in a hard time and you need someone to say, you need someone like, well, even one person to say that I need someone to tell me that I can do it, no matter how struggle it is to do it. I would say that you can do it, no matter how impossible it looks like. You can do it. I'm not like that popular at all, but yeah, I still want to say that you can do it. You don't need any person to be super popular or not even a single bit to tell you that. It could be anybody to tell you can do it, and that's me. I just want to tell you that you can do it. I want you to feel happy of yourself. Everyone's important in each of their own lives. People say, "Oh, this is small but big." Doesn't matter, small or big. Most of the times, that's super important in our lives. So, no matter how big of a mission is, no matter how small of a reward it could be, you're always such appreciated in this world. There's always gonna be that one person that's gonna tell you thank you, and then sometimes there's gonna be more than one. It's just sometimes life is gonna put you in a place where you don't want it to be that way, and you want to say, you know, you want to say, oh, this is really impossible. Well, let me tell you this. God always has your back. I'm Christian. I'm a Pentecostal, so for me to want to say that God always has your back is always for me super important because it's for me he's the main reason why I'm even making a little video like this because not there was no songs, there was no material things, not even games made me feel happy. Like I tried to play and it was temporarily. After that I got depressed again. So I just want to say that thank God for this moment that I can be able to say this, and I hope you guys really take a good day. If you need a moment, take a moment. It's always a good thing to take a small break, have a little bit of a breather so you can recover. Like it doesn't have to be 2 hours either. It could be like 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Something short that you can like. Okay, we're back on track. And yeah, so I just want to get that out of the way. That make sure you check on your loved ones. Make sure they're okay. Sometimes you can say okay. The next thing something bad could happen. Please make sure they're doing fine. Make sure they don't have to be super good. It could just be fine enough that they can sustain themselves. That they can do it on their own. Because if you help them all the way, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle for them. So help them bit by bit. It doesn't have to be so much in one go. It could be as small. That's how it helped with me. I go small by small because I was so stubborn. So go bit by bit and then you'll see the progress. You will see the progress. So please keep in mind. Now, since that is now spoken to the world, so please always check on your loved ones, check on your friends, check on anybody that's around with their mental state. Make sure they are okay so that they can also create a good life for others as well. Now, with the things as well of why the database has been a little bit, almost disappearing is because I'm working now, and it's I started working like December, and but before that I was like so busy with stuff. It was so like complicated because I just want to do my videos, but also I have to help with certain people. Not even just my family; it could be random people that I have to do. And at that point, I was still working. I think it was the beginning of 2025. I actually started to have to work bit by bit. And I started getting more and more and more. And also a little bit more of impossible. And also I just wanted it like a mental break as well. So, do apologize if the videos are sloppy. It wasn't my intention that I just wanted to disappear. It's just I wanted to say and clear out that I just needed like just to be straight. So when I make videos, I'll be not just like, oh, this and that. I'll be actually happy. I'll be willing to do. Feel energized so that when you see the videos, you know I'm doing right. And you know that I'm ready to go and ready to rock and roll. That is me. That's where I want to be. Even though originally I was, kind of completely of a rebellious. But I want to show people that no matter how bad you are, you can still do it. Now, for the career. Will I ever stop making YouTube? The answer is yes. But will I stop now? No. I'm planning to continue it for I don't know how long. but just to make you guys feel happy and remember to make you guys remember that there's always a choice. And I want to just, when you watch my videos, sometimes it could be an hour, sometimes it could be 10, 20, sometimes it could be a little bit of in between. So yeah, I'm gonna play some other games as well because there is an announcement coming on February 4th. So be on the lookout for that. February 4th is a very important announcement. Please, if you want to know what's going on, I'm gonna post it right there. I'm even gonna announce on my little posting thing so I can let you know. And not also on the post thread, whatever it's called, community thing. I won't post there much. I'll just post probably something random once in a while. So expect that. And yeah, and also with of course my co-partner Razi. I will definitely play with him right now. As I said, we're gonna start trying to get back to connections, because he also knows that I took a little bit of a mental break from YouTube, even though I said I was gonna make it a couple of times. But yeah, so I just want to get that out of the way, and I want to make sure you guys understand that mental health is such an important thing. Remember that always. Take care. That's what I want to say. I don't care if I'll even say to everybody, doesn't matter how important a material thing can be. A person's feeling, a person's heart, a person's mind can change everything in a second. You can think you can make. The only reason why people can create inventions is because of their mental state. It's all about that. And then whether do they want it or not. Because if their mental state is not good, they would have done it. Doesn't matter. Because they can live a horrible life. But if they have that mental state, they can do anything. Nothing is impossible for them. That's why people can create. That's where the creativity comes from. The mentality. Everyone has creativity. No matter who you are. Small or big, everything is important. Now, before I end this, I will try to see if I can release a gaming video. And yes, I may have been a little weird on that, but I just wanted to show you that I'm like a little better. And of course, if you see me, yes, I kind of did a little bit of teaming, so I apologize for that. But next video, I would just go full forward. Doesn't matter. As I said, I play games because I want to be competitive. So, but first game, first video back, I just want to be a little, nice. And then as time progresses, I want to actually go competitive. And it'll be nice at least once to go to a tourney. But, then again, it all depends about my situations. But hopefully that'll be nice. What's it called? RP battles, things like that. If they do it one more time, I want to be there. So I'll try. I don't want to be too popular either. So I don't know, but I just want to have fun there. That's the most important thing. Well, when you're competitive, you want to win everything. So keep in mind with that. But yeah, so just want to let you know and make sure everything's in check. That that I'm okay. That I didn't die. That it's just stuff, situations happens. And I'm good to go. And again, the video might be released until Saturday. It could be released on any other days, because sometimes I could leave work early. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. Make sure you guys also take care of one another. That's an important thing as well, always. And respect your parents, respect your families. Sometimes they may be right, and most of the times it can be wrong. But most of the times it can be right. So always learn to respect your mother and your father. That's what I've done, even though, sometimes it's things like that. But always respect. And always make sure to keep your mind set. Always. Always. Well, I think that will be it for me. And yeah, if there's any videos you want me to make, please, again, let them know in the comments, and I'll see if I can try it, because then again, I'm limited. But little by little, I'll be able to do a little more. But, I'll guys let you know. But, yeah. And I think that's it. Trying to think. But, yeah, this is going to go uncut. Most of the things it's going to be uncut, but some is going to be cut because of little things. But, yeah. So, hopefully you now know what's going on. At least the basics. And, yeah, that'll be it. So, I'll see you in the next video. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend, and always make sure to have a good mindset. That is important. No matter how tough it could be, always stay on track. There's always the light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for even still being with me here. It's always such an honor. And yeah, keep on track. Have a good day, guys. See you soon. Bye bye now.